Oh god, I'm doing a Star Wars video. The original Star Wars has always been my favorite of the Star Warses. I guess you kids call it A New Hope now, but like whatever. The reason it's always been my favorite is for the big space battle at the end. Something about it is so endlessly captivating. Marshall Lucas's editing is on God mode, and there's so many twists and turns in the battle, going from one completely hopeless situation to the next. You start off going, yeah, this seems like a good plan, and very quickly we realize, no, this is actually a horrible plan, why are they doing this? But there's this very specific detail about this scene that I've rarely seen discussed, and I think most people don't realize why Luke didn't shoot with the targeting computer. It's a very tiny line of dialogue shared right in the middle of the action that changes everything. So we're gonna break down the whole scene, and if you're stupid like me, you'll gain a new appreciation for the entire film. Okay. This scene is the culmination of the entire plot of the film. The Death Star is this huge moon-sized space station with a big green laser that goes boom and can blow up a whole planet. The rebels have gained a copy of the blueprints for the Death Star, and the whole movie is about trying to get them back to the rebel base so they can find a way to destroy it. The plans go from here to here to here to here, then inside the Death Star, which is really good writing. The plans are literally in the worst possible place they could be at any point. And then all the way over to the rebel moon orbiting Yavin, called Yavin 4. Why do I know this? So after all this ferrying around with these Death Star plans, something actually comes of it. Now the rebels can try and destroy it. This scene's existence in itself is super satisfying. Along the way, Luke learns about the Force, that he has the Force, and then his mentor becomes the Force or something. But it's introduced in a really naturalistic and non-intrusive way, which I've always liked. It starts off as a normal conversation talking about Luke's father, with Obi-Wan just dropping on him that his father was actually a great warrior. He was the best player on Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends? Well, Raid Shadow Legends is a PvP RPG available on iOS and Android. I have links below if you want to download Raid yourself. What are you talking about? A young Jedi named Darth Vader was tempted to download the PC port and he fell to the dark side. But it is arguably the more superior version of the game. My father played this? Your father was a cunning warrior there, like me. We used over 600 champions to fight bosses like Sylvana, Guardian of the Spirit Keep. We had to spam healing reduction debuffs, and then she kept blocking our debuffs with her magic. It was pretty crazy. We gained like 15 levels. What? Look, I have your father's old account. You can log in and start playing right now if you want to. Obi-Wan, I don't understand. Learn about Raid Shadow Legends, Luke. They've just released an update to the Doom Tower. These two crazy bosses just spawned, Anthrax and Bommel. And there's a super raid where you can get double experience. But what about Alderaan? That shit can wait. Your father was slain by one of the many varieties of challenging and exciting bosses that Raid has to offer. You must avenge him, Luke. Trust me, it'll be fun. If you scan my QR code, you can get a bonus hero, 200k silver, an XP boost, an energy refill, and an ancient shard that can summon any champion. It's all in the description. What's a description? Scan my QR code, Luke. The rewards will show up right here, and it's only available for 30 days. Vader's been kicking my ass, and I need your help. Luke, trust me, it's the only way to become a Jedi. Oh, okay. Great, now let's get these plans to the rebels. Now that we're all caught up, the Death Star assault begins. This old guy does this keynote being like, okay, y'all gotta hit this little hole here. It's at the very end of this trench thingy. If you hit the hole, thing go boom. Everyone's like, man, that's such a small hole. How are we gonna fit that hole? And Luke Skywalker's like, hey fam, I got this. I was king of the court back home. So Luke is joining up with the rebel squad of ships because he's also a pilot, and he gets the designation Red 5, which I always thought was like a really badass name. Red 5. Hell yeah. So they go out there and the music's like bum, 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 bum. And Red Leader is the main guy. We've never seen this guy before, but he has this like gravitas to him. He seems like a real war hero who knows what he's doing. He calls all the shots of the mission and gives a whole bunch of orders to Luke. One of the first things he says is,
"Lock air spoils in attack position."
And then my testosterone levels jump up 50%. Probably my favorite aspect of this entire scene is how the editing pits these very dry military lines with the music in really dynamic ways. Look at this line.
I'm gonna cut across the axis and try and draw their fire.
And then we get a big swell. We're going. See, in another movie, I could see the captain saying this line.
This is it, boys.
Right before the bum 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 bum, and it would probably work just as well. But there's this layer of tension that the more stoic command gives me. It tells me that at every single moment they will have to be communicating with each other. There is no time for chatting, no time for badass lines.
Look at the size of that thing.
Cut the shot on Red 2.
And immediately they're getting shot by all these laser turrets. We get these awesome sweeping shots of the X-Wings moving really fast, all the while trying to communicate with each other. We're right in the mix of it. Apparently, they didn't shoot enough footage to give the audience all the exposition we need in order to understand what's happening. So Marshall Lucas got a whole bunch of B-roll from inside the rebel base and kind of cuts to these shots where nothing is happening so that voiceover can appear whenever we need to know something. Marshall Lucas, scraping bottom of the barrel footage even back in 1977. Luke goes, oh, you know I gotta do it to him, and shoots up the surface of it. It's such a reckless and aggressive move that he almost crashes immediately. This shows his character, and it's the start of a little mini character arc throughout this scene. The very first thing he learns is, okay, I can't just go in guns blazing with without a care in the world. We also now know that he's in danger. He is capable of making mistakes. And then Darth Vader comes in, he's like, right boys, we can't actually hit these guys, so we gotta hop into some TIE fighters. And this is a great example of momentum. We hear this command, we know that TIE fighters are coming, but then we're immediately hit with a whole bunch of action. The rebels shoot a big tower, and then we lose Porkins, and Luke gets another great opportunity to do something. We hear Ben Kenobi going, Luke, trust your feelings. And Luke takes like a quick moment to think about where to shoot this time. Something is telling him that he should shoot right now at this thing that doesn't really look like anything. And then it turns out, oh shit, it was actually a little control module for some of the turrets. No one goes, good job, Red 5, or anything, so it's just a little moment for himself. He's learned his second lesson. If he listens to his feelings, takes a moment before action, and doesn't rush into things, he can accomplish stuff. And because we've had all this action thrown at us, some people may have just forgotten that Vader just ordered some starships out to fight them. The music shifts and we get this aggressively 70s Hollywood looking man.
We've picked up a new group of signals. Enemy fighters coming your way.
Hey, woo, woo, damn, let's go, dogfights in space. Oh, I'm all in. And then Luke says,
my scope's negative, I don't see anything.
Which is super important. Why can't Luke see the enemy fighters? Is there something wrong with his scanners, or does Luke just not know how to use them very well? So all these TIE fighters swoop in with our, we get some fast-paced dogfight action. It's really fun, but we lose some more guys and we're kind of like, oh, Jesus, guys might be fucked. Vader goes, this isn't going fast enough, let's go get him. Like, damn, this is bad. Luke gets hit trying to avoid a TIE fighter and he goes,
I can't shake it.
It's a really good line read. I can feel the desperation in him. Mark Hamill's a good actor, man. He's struggling so hard to dodge someone following him from behind. Wedge saves him though, so we're chill. So we've learned another thing. Luke isn't very good at the whole dogfighting thing. So after all this foreplay, we finally get to the attack run. Gold Leader here is the captain of the trio of Y-Wings, which are specialized bombers, not regular fighters. Why do I know this? Darth Vader's TIE fighter flies out. And at this point in the scene, there is no music. In a John Williams scored blockbuster film, there is no music playing. It's such a jarring shift in tone. The earlier moments were full of swells and rises and thematic motifs, but now it's just cold. Just the roaring of the ships and lasers. As soon as Darth Vader enters the scene, there is nothing. This is just like earlier in the film when he was fighting Obi-Wan. When Darth Vader is on the hunt, we don't get to relax to a beautiful soundtrack. Gold Leader says,
marked and locked in.
And we're like, okay, so the scanners may not have worked out for Luke, but here's an experienced pilot. He's marked it, he knows what to do. Let's see if it works out for him. Iconic shot, red alert, we got an iconic shot. This shot is so goddamn cool and groundbreaking that they use it twice in the movie. It's going so fast, guys, and this is 1977. We get our first look at this targeting computer, and it is so precise. It looks like it goes down to the millimeter. If they can just get to the end here, the computer's gonna do all the work. But Darth Vader's after them. Another favorite moment here is the sound mixing in this edit. All right, I'm gonna set you up for it, okay? We're gonna listen to this together. What we're about to get is a sharp line of dialogue, then a dip to near silence into a crescendo when the TIE fighters come in. You ready?
They're coming in. 3 marks at 210.
Ooh, it's so smooth. The edit is super punchy, and the lack of music just adds to this rhythm. It's like when you get faked out on a drop in an EDM song. So Gold Leader's gearing up. He's got his targeting computer. Oh, he's already dead. Vader just fucks shit up and the bombing run is botched. So who's up next? It's Red Leader, baby! He is sweating so much. You can tell this is a huge moment for him personally. We have no idea where Darth Vader is at this point. He completely disappeared after annihilating Gold Squad, but we know he's coming. And when he shows up, Marshall Lucas hits us once again with that beautiful sonic edit.
Where you are?
No sign of any. Wait,
Coming in point 35.
I see them. So good.
In lieu of music, the sound dynamics really have to step up and give us the thrills that music would normally provide. It just makes it so punchy and tension-filled. So now it's Red Leader, our guy, our captain. He looks like everyone's dad. He's got this, right? He's got the targeting computer up and he's gonna nail this bad boy. He's so sweaty and nervous, almost shaking as he keeps saying,
Almost there. Right behind me. Almost there.
as the screech of the TIE fighters get higher and higher pitched. The tension is palpable. And the computer goes, and Red Leader exuberantly shouts,
It's away!
and kaboom! Oh, wait, things are blowing up, but the station is still intact.
Negative. It didn't go in.
My God.
Not even Red Leader could do this? How the hell is Luke going to? Luke doesn't even know how to use his scanners. Red Leader's blood pressure spikes and he has a heart attack and then explodes. And he goes down in a big blaze of glory with another super dynamic sound cut. And finally, the music comes back. It feels like the whole film has been holding its breath, and now we finally release it as we accept that there is no other way. Luke is gonna have to be the one to do this. Luke goes, all right, broskies, we're going fast and hard like a Timmy's run. Let's go! Wedge is all like,
My scope shows the tower, but I can't see the exhaust port.
You sure the computer can hit it?
and Luke's like, hey bro, calm down, I gotta focus here, all right? And the music's like, meh, 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 as Vader goes, and blows up all his friends, and it's like, ah! Oh no! But Luke has enough time to boot up his targeting computer, and he's like, all right, easy money, let's go. But Obi-Wan's like,
use the Force, Luke.
And Luke looks out for a second. We see the non-digital view of the trench. And at that point, Luke realizes what I only just realized a couple years ago. The targeting computer was never going to work. The scopes are wrong. This plan to use the targeting computer was only ever going to fail. The technology is just straight up not good enough.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
Wedge said earlier that he can't even see the exhaust port.
I can't see the exhaust port. You sure the computer can hit it?
These ships are based in machinery, and sometimes machinery can be faulty at the worst times possible. And as we've seen from Red Leader, the best pilot here, hitting perfectly on the computer will cause you to miss. So Luke has to do something else.
Let go.
Use the Force, trust his gut, trust his skills, let go of the reliance on technology to do absolutely everything. And in this moment, that's when Vader goes,
The Force is strong in this one.
See, earlier when he was trying to dodge that pesky TIE fighter prick, he was flailing about and panicking, but now, in this moment of clarity, connected with the Force, he's now bobbing and weaving all over the trench, and Vader's computer can't track him. Because fuck computers, this movie says. The computers are the problem. This big space station is an awful hunk of destructive technology, and Luke has to trust his instincts and use the Force to destroy it. With more technology, yeah, but like, you know. So Luke turns off the computer. The music picks up, like, yes, you finally figured it out. Everyone at the base is like, dog, what are you doing? And Marsha chooses some good shots where everyone's like, is this guy about to go for style points right now? And the rest of the scene plays out in an absolutely flawless display of build-up and momentum. The cut's going so fast and showing us only crucial information. R2 gets hit, so he's relying even less on technology. This is the very, very last second because the Death Star is now in range of Yavin, and he's just not going fast enough. The music's like bum 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 bada ba bum. And because Luke's about to reach the shaft, he has to straighten out, and then that allows Darth Vader to lock onto him, and we're like, oh no! And then in the best thing that's ever happened, Han Solo comes in and saves the day. And this is an actual audience reaction from 1977 in the theater to show how effective this was. And that's just so cool to listen to, man. This scene was so effective. And it still is. Luke uses the Force and gets it in. And we're like, yes! But the music doesn't stop. It keeps going. The offbeat rhythm forcing us to sit in this moment of tension without release until... What a fucking masterpiece. When I was a kid, I remembered that this was just a dope space battle. This moment with the targeting computer always confused me. I literally thought he was just styling on everyone for no reason. Like, yeah, I can raw dog this. But the computer was never going to work. There's so many details of this scene to support this. Doesn't work. It doesn't work. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Maybe I shouldn't use this thing that never works. You may not have noticed it, but your brain did. The only way to destroy it was with the Force, which harkens back to what Darth Vader said before he choked the guy.
Don't be too proud of this technological terror you've constructed. The ability to destroy a planet is insignificant next to the power of the Force.
This entire mission would never have worked unless Luke had learned the Force. Man, this is just a great film. All right, I made my Star Wars video. Now give me money on Patreon. Look at all these names. They're so pretty. Very attractive people, I think. They must be if they're on screen. Whoa, there's even more. Damn. Man, if I was you, I'd really want to be on this list by subscribing on Patreon.